Hey friends, today I'm building a base game starter home that's ready for new parents in The Sims 4. Let's check it out. So I thought it would be fun to build a starter home here in The Sims with a lot of the new base game items that they added recently. Just since I've been doing a lot of apartments and commercial lots lately, I thought it'd be kind of fun just to do a house. And yeah, I thought a starter house would be kind of a good place to start. Sorry about the pun. But yeah, this was kind of like a craftsman's inspired, maybe like shotgun style inspired house. There aren't really, all the right items in the base game to make a craftsman style house, but it's kind of loosely inspired by that. And yeah, this actually came together pretty quick. I think it only took like an hour to build. So that's pretty good for me, at least. I'm kind of a slow builder, honestly. But yeah, I had some fun throwing it together, and yeah, it's kind of based off of a floor plan that I found. But it's pretty simple. It's 2 bedroom, 1 bath, pretty open, like kitchen and living area. So yeah, and I think there's a good amount of room in it for your Sims to kind of grow into. If you want to download this, it's on the gallery right now. And I decided to build this in Newcrest, just since they have some really nice small lots that I thought this would work well on. And yeah, I have this kind of covered porch area too, which I thought would be really nice. I really love these new doors and windows that came with that base game update. I used those kind of all over the place. Although I do wish they would have given us like a smaller exterior door, kind of similar to the existing base game one that I ended up using at the back with the window. That would have been really nice, but I don't want to complain too much because I'm pretty happy with this update. Kind of in general, like I think all the swatches were really good. Like the variety of items was pretty good. I used these new columns, and yeah, I thought I would do kind of a red accent for the doors and windows just at the front. The windows that I use around are just white, just to kind of keep it simple, I guess. I don't know. I thought it would be too much red if I used it everywhere. So yeah, just in the front. And yeah, just kind of used the new carpet that we got in the bedrooms. Just did kind of one of the standard wood flooring, kind of in the living area. And then I had to use the new tile and the new wall tiles as well for both the kitchen and the bathroom. And I wanted to carry that pop of red that I did on the door into the bathroom, so I did kind of red tile in there. I didn't really consider doing it in the kitchen, mostly because I think it would have just been way too much, and especially with the brown like wood flooring, I don't think it would have looked that good. And later on, I end up adding kind of like a bay window to kind of like the dining area, kind of in the middle of this big wall. I didn't want to add it right away because I wasn't sure if I was going to have enough money to add the extra like windows and stuff. But yeah, I do add that in later. For the bedrooms, I kind of went with basic colors in here. One of them is a nursery for an infant or a toddler, depending on who you want to move in here. It's kind of furnished that way at least. And then the other kind of parents' bedroom and bathroom. Pretty simple, not a whole lot. I did play test this lot, and the tub did work fine in that orientation. So I just wanted to make sure that worked okay. And yeah, for the kitchen, since I ended up using a lot of green throughout, I ended up using like completely green walls. I at first was going to use green cabinets, but I was like, that's way too much green. So I went with the kind of mid-tone wood color for the cabinets, which I think worked nicely. And those are the new ones that came with with that update. And yeah, I did pretty simple pretty cheap appliances because I thought that'd be something that you could upgrade later on if you play in this house. So be pretty easy to swap those out. But I wanted to have a little bit nicer cabinets for sure. And yeah, I really wish they would update the textures, at least on that stove, like that really cheap one, because I don't mind using it, but it just looks really old, like within the game now. Like it's got those 2014 textures on it. So it'd be nice if they went back and updated that. But yeah, here I was able to get a TV in here and like a couch and a chair, which was nice. So I didn't actually struggle that much for money. I think just because the house is like fairly small, and it was, it starts out bigger, but I do end up actually shrinking it a little bit because it was actually a little bit too large, because I couldn't really, fill up the space super well. So I do end up like kind of compacting the front and the back a little bit. But yeah, for the bedroom, I was gonna try to use a different bed than, like the cheapest one. But yeah, those swatches were not working very well. So yeah, I ended up going with the cheapest bed. So, hopefully that'd be something you'd want to upgrade, pretty quick. That's usually what I do if I, I'm trying to play like a budgeted build or like a budgeted gameplay where I'm not, using cheats. I usually try to upgrade the bed first when they've earned some money, just so they can, get a better night's sleep. They don't have to sleep as long either. Because when I was playtesting it, I had the Sims sleep, and they were not very happy when they woke up. They were in pain from that uncomfortable bed. And when I first started building this, I wasn't actually planning to do a nursery. I wasn't really sure. I think I had like a child's bedroom in mind when I started. But I was like, you know what? I haven't really done any like building with infant stuff lately, so I went that route instead. Yeah, and here's where I'm kind of shrinking the house a little bit, which I think helped a lot with how full it felt. And there's still some room if you do want to extend the house a little bit. You can always do that, of course. But yeah, I thought I would use the infant stuff, and it's kind of helpful too because I didn't realize what items were base game and which items only were available with growing together. Like, I could have sworn that we got a changing table in the base game with the infant update, but I couldn't find one. All the ones that I saw were marked for like growing together. So that was kind of odd that they didn't include a changing table, at least one of them, especially since they made them look like the base game furniture, like the toddler beds and stuff. So I thought that was kind of an odd choice. And they also didn't include a play mat, like the one that came with growing together. So I don't know. That would have been nice if they would have included that. But yeah, I was also able to get a computer in here, which was great. I tried to get a few different activity items in here for your Sims to kind of build skills and stuff. So I was glad I was able to get a computer. It is the cheapest one, but again, something you can upgrade as you make some more money. And in the kitchen, I used one of the milk cartons that came with that event that's happening right now. I thought that was kind of fun, just as a little decor piece. So, I wanted to have, a balance of decorative items and skill items and, things like that, and make the house feel fairly full. So it didn't, look as sparse as some of the starter homes that normally come with The Sims. So yeah, I wanted it to feel kind of lived in. I do kind of jump around a bit in this one, just since I wanted to keep an eye on the budget, and I wanted to make sure that I got in, all of the required items, and then, kind of, punch it up a little bit if I could, if I had, some leftover money. Thankfully, debug plants, they're always coming in clutch. So I used all of that for the landscaping. So it still, looks nice, but it didn't really, it didn't cost anything extra. And yeah, kind of put an outdoor light out here. And yeah, I was struggling a little bit because the door isn't centered because of how I've done the layout with the bedrooms on the side and the living room and stuff on the other side. If the lot was a little bit wider, I probably could have made it work. But yeah, so it's off a little bit, but I wanted to make sure at least the columns were like symmetrical. And I forget to do it in the video here, but there's a piece of fence missing at the front, which I do replace before I uploaded it. So don't worry, that has been fixed, but yeah, I forgot to do that. I kind of missed that when I was moving things around. And I was even able to get this back deck area added on, which I thought was, kind of a nice addition. I put the garbage bin out here, and yeah, used some of the new terrain paint to do some pathing, which I think worked out nicely. And yeah, just kind of working on the landscaping now. And again, I just use a bunch of debug stuff, which worked really well for this. Just kind of tried to, you know, make it feel nice and full and landscaped and all of that. And yeah, I think it turned out nicely. And normally when I make these videos and I like create and I do all the playtesting and everything, I will just create some Sims to, you know, use for playtesting, or I'll use like some of the ones that come with the game. But this time I just downloaded some off of the gallery. They were like the first ones that I saw that fit. And it was like a couple with like an infant. And I was like, oh, that's perfect. I'll download them. And they're great. I'll try and add an image from the gallery here if you want to download them. But I did not realize just how absolutely jacked the husband was. So like when I like was playing with them, I was marveling at how absolutely enormous his arms were. It's kind of crazy. So yeah, just kind of like he was just like comically jacked. It's kind of funny. So but yeah, I will put an image there if you want to download them. It's kind of great too because they already had some like skills and stuff. So yeah, would definitely recommend downloading that family if you'd like to. And when I was recording stuff for the tour, there was also one of the werewolf Sims over. So you'll see them playing chess at the end. And I know some people don't love occults in The Sims, but honestly, I love it. I think it's just so funny. I think it adds to kind of the overall wackiness of the game. So yeah, I thought that was really funny. He's just kind of like running around on all fours but playing chess and watching TV with them. I don't know. I just think that's just so goofy and funny. But yeah, now I'm just kind of working on some final details for the house, getting that chess table in. And at this point, I was thinking, you know, it felt like there was just a ton of chairs in this room, which there are, but I do kind of switch it up a bit. I get rid of this dining room table that I was using for a while, and I go with a little bit larger table and kind of change up the wood tones so that they tie in a little bit more with the kitchen, which I think worked a lot nicer, gave some more contrast. Because normally I'd put a rug under it, but I didn't really have the money to buy another rug. And I don't show it in the video tour, but when I was playtesting, I decided to swap out one of the chairs at the dining table for a high chair. So you'll see that in the tour, and that's what's in the gallery version. But yeah, I didn't really think to add it while I was recording. So, and I also swapped up the chairs for the chess table just to add a little bit more red into the room too, kind of tie in more with the living room. And I had some extra money at the end, so I was able to get some gardening planters out here, got a bench and stuff, a few more decorative items. And yeah, this will work great even if you have just like a single sim who's moving in, they'll be able to afford this. And then, you know, if you're doing a family, they'll have even more money left over. But that's going to do it for me. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch the video today. If you liked it, please leave a like. That helps a lot. And subscribe if you'd like to see more. Thank you so much. Have a great day.